Welcome to Within the Frame, where we bring the most pressing issues across the globe into focus. I'm Kim Mok-yeon. With just 100 days to go until the 2025 APEC Leaders meeting in Gyeongju, Korea is stepping up its final preparations for what's expected to be a pivotal gathering of Asia-Pacific leaders. Now, this year's summit comes at a crucial time with global supply chains shifting, protectionism on the rise, and new technologies like AI reshaping economies. South Korea is pushing key themes like demographic change and innovation to the forefront. Peru, which successfully hosted last year's APEC as chair, has been working closely with Korea to share insights and lessons learned. For today's exclusive, we're joined by Paul Duclos, Peru's ambassador to Korea, to get his take on Korea's readiness, the summit's expected impact, and the future of bilateral cooperation. A big welcome, Ambassador.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Kim. It's a pleasure to be here and to share with you a little of our experience. And of course, looking forward to the Leaders Summit here in Gyeongju.
It's my pleasure. So let's begin our discussion right away, Ambassador. Earlier this month, on July 9th, actually, you attended Korea's APEC briefing hosted by the 2025 APEC Preparation Committee. From your perspective, how would you assess the current level of readiness of South Korea for the summit?
Effectively, the delegation of APEC economies, we were invited by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Korea to learn more about the logistical arrangements, particularly to the upcoming Leaders Summit in Gyeongju this October. This included a visit to the airport in Busan, Gimhae, which we will receive both commercial and private flights, from where delegates will be transported to the summit venue, from Busan to Gyeongju. We also visited the Haiko Convention Center, where we were introduced to the new and updated spaces, as well as to the National Museum of Gyeongju, which will host the gala dinner offered by President Lee to the visiting leaders. Finally, we had, as Peru, the opportunity to see the hotel assigned to our delegation. Although it is still undergoing renovations, it is expected to offer a high level of comfort. So it is expected a follow-up visit scheduled for the month of September, during which we will expect to receive more detailed information necessary to ensure the successful participation of our delegation in the summit.
Right. So it does look like a lot of preparations are ongoing ahead of the leaders' meeting. Now, building on that visit, Ambassador, we know that you personally traveled to Gyeongju last year for a preliminary inspection as well. So in your view, what are the key strengths of Gyeongju as a host city for APEC?
Well, Gyeongju's strength undoubtedly lies in historical significance as the capital of Shilla Kingdom and in the cultural legacy it has projected throughout all Korea's evolution. I believe the intention is to highlight a different vision of Korea, one that goes beyond its technological and digital achievements by emphasizing the elements that give the country, to Korea, a distinctive personality and make it unique in Asia, but also in the world, yet which are sometimes less well known. To this is added a world-class convention center, an important infrastructure in the Bomun area, and a strong commitment of the entire region. That is very important, and in different levels to ensure the summit success.
Right. So Gyeongju's historical depth combined with infrastructure really does make it stand out on the international stage. Now, on the subject of knowledge sharing, Ambassador, you've expressed Peru's intent to offer its experience and know-how to Gyeongju. We know that Peru was last year's host country. What lessons or insights have you been able to share with South Korea so far?
Yes, last November, within the framework of the Leaders Summit in Lima, we welcomed not only the official delegation, but a high-level Korean delegation who came to observe and support APEC Peru 2024. The delegation included Gyeongbuk Governor Lee Chol, Gyeongju Mayor Yoo Nak-yoon, and his team of advisors, as well as representatives of the Dongguk University. They also held meetings with the Peruvian team in charge of logistical preparation for our summit. Likewise, last year, in collaboration with the Gyeongju city government and Dongguk University, we organized an exhibition on Peru addressing the importance of APEC for member economies, entitled The Path from Peru to Gyeongju. I was also pleased to give a presentation as part of the Global Citizen Education Program aimed at Gyeongju's civil society, share insights of the benefits of APEC. Additionally, I share insights of tourism and APEC's potential in that sector during the 2098 Tosok Gyeongbuk Gyeongju Tourism Conference that was organized the past month of June.
Right. So that kind of practical know-how must be very, very valuable, especially with a lot of changes that could occur in such kind of big events. Now, let's zoom out to a bigger picture. So economic integration remains a core APEC value. Amid the global surge in protectionism lately, what role do you believe this year's APEC in Gyeongju should play in countering this trend?
Yes, effectively, APEC was established in 1989 with the aim of facilitating the GATT negotiation process and revitalizing this dynamic and interconnected regional economy. One of the key outcomes of Peru's host year was the ISMA. ISMA is a very old Lima civilization, the ISMA statement on a new look at the free trade area of the Asia-Pacific agenda. While this remains a long-term goal that is difficult to achieve in the current global context, it should not prevent us from continuing to engage in dialogue and to take incremental steps towards its realization. We continue being interested in exploring a renewed vision of the Asia-Pacific trade architecture, one that reflects the lessons learned from the pandemics, but also the recent developments. We must also remember that APEC has been a highly effective platform in promoting trade and investment integration across the world's most dynamic economic region, that is us, which today represents 62% of global GDP and 48% of international trade.
Right. So it's really important to reaffirm multilateral cooperation and integration at this special time around. Now, looking back at last year's momentum, Ambassador, the South Korea Peru summit held during APEC led to MOUs in defense and critical minerals cooperation as well. So through this year's summit, in which areas do you foresee some deeper bilateral cooperation between Seoul and Peru?
Yes, indeed. Alongside the APEC summit, we held an official presidential visit during which a joint declaration was adopted. This reaffirmed our commitment to cooperation in emerging strategic sectors such as digital transformation, climate action, food security, critical minerals, and infrastructure development. We have made also significant progress, particularly in our defense coordination, with the signing of several strategic agreements across multiple areas. We see this as a sector with great potential for further development, along with growing opportunities for investment in different sectors in our country.
That's a promising direction indeed, especially since both countries are looking to deepen strategic partnerships beyond trade as well. Now, let's turn to this year's agenda. The Korea government has put forward demographic change and artificial intelligence as its core themes. Ambassador, what's your take on these priorities, and why do you believe APEC-wide coordination is especially important on these topics?
Yes, definitely, we consider them a very innovative priorities, which our delegation fully supports. It is important to emphasize that all the decisions within APEC are made by consensus, and each economy unilaterally commits to implementing the agreed deliverables for the benefit of all. We sincerely hope to achieve solid outcomes in these areas this coming October, an occasion on which we are also looking forward to the participation of our President, Dina Boluarte.
So these shared challenges, and APEC feels like the right platform to approach them collectively. Now, reflecting on your own country's hosting success, Peru's 2024 APEC is now being recognized as one of the standout summits. What do you think made it so successful, and what are the key ingredients behind that success?
Well, I think one of the key achievements of our APEC, APEC Peru 2024, has been the restoration of consensus within the forum. something that had proven elusive over the past or the previous 2 years due to the complexities of the current international landscape. I am pleased to note that in the last 3 ministerial meetings held in Gyeongju, also consensus-based documents were successfully adopted. Under Peru's leadership, we achieved more than 20 unanimous agreements, including the Machu Picchu Joint Declaration of Economic Leaders. In addition, 11 ministerial statements and 7 technical political instruments were also approved, focusing on so many different topics. For example, people with disabilities, the development of clean hydrogen in the Asia-Pacific, the prevention and reduction of food loss and waste, the participation of women in the economy, and one that was very important for us, that is the roadmap for transitioning to a formal and global economy that aims to establish a robust and comprehensive set of public policies to gradually reduce high levels of informality, particularly among small and medium enterprises, which can hinder them to take advantage of the benefits of the region's economic and trade openness. Another very important issue was that in the context of APEC's 35th anniversary, we promote the forum's full engagement with civil society through what we called the APEC for the People initiative. It means taking advantage of the presence of several experts, officials, leaders, and ministers in Peru so that they could share their experiences and wisdom with young people and civil society by visiting different institutions and universities, the organization of seminars, technological events. This is a good practice that Korea is also continuing.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of things that you've mentioned, they seem very important reasons for success. But you've mentioned restoration of consensus. We really hope that tradition could stay for this year's leaders meeting as well. Now, so we are just 100 days away before the opening. So as the ambassador of a recently successful host country, what will be your one piece of advice to ensure this successful APEC for Gyeongju?
Well, I had the opportunity to participate in 3 ministerial meetings this past May in Jeju Island, 2 of them as head of delegation. I might say that the organization was excellent and the outcomes achieved were highly significant. I am confident that this high standard will continue in the upcoming meetings scheduled for August and September in different cities in Korea, like Incheon, Busan, Gyeongju, and Jeju Island again. So as we look ahead to the Leaders Summit, I believe it is essential to maintain and open a continuous dialogue and information with the participating economies in order to ensure a successful outcome, both in terms of logistics and substantive content.
Right, that would be a very timely reminder. Thank you for that. Now, on a broader bilateral note, Peru and South Korea mark 62 years of diplomatic ties this year in 2025. In your view, what have been the most meaningful achievements in our relationship, and how would you characterize the current state of relations between the 2 countries?
Yes, thank you for the question. I believe that over time we have built a mature and forward-looking relationship anchored by key milestones, such as the Free Trade Agreement signed in 2011, which has positioned Korea as Peru's 5th largest export market. A second major milestone was the establishment of a comprehensive strategic partnership in the year 2012, which reaffirmed the special nature of our relationship. Equally significant has been the creation of mechanisms for political consultations on one side, and for the economic, scientific, and technical cooperation on a biennial basis. This platform has proven highly valuable in renewing and expanding opportunities for joint action, while injecting fresh dynamism in our partnership, including through important investments and projects in the mining, energy, defense, and infrastructure sectors. Korea's support in the OECD Council was also particularly meaningful, playing a key role in building the consensus that led to Peru's invitation to begin the accession process in this important organization. So as we commemorate the journey that we have undertaken together, we look with the future with confidence, hope, and optimism for what lies ahead in this special relationship.
Right, so this long history of cooperation definitely lays a strong foundation for more cooperation in the future as well. Now, now finally, looking ahead, you've mentioned Peru's hope to expand cooperation with Korea in digital technology and defense as well. What kind of specific projects or discussions can we expect in the near future?
Yes, definitely, we highly value the establishment of the Peru-Korea Cooperation Center for Government and Digital Transformation that was created in Lima, inaugurated in 2021, under the leadership of Korea's Ministry of the Interior and Security. However, we believe that there are so many new opportunities to continue developing joint projects and initiatives in this field where Korea is really a world reference. I have also mentioned the excellent state of our defense cooperation, which is the result of years of trust building and the successful implementation of previous projects over more than a decade. At the same time, we hope that this strong official level relationship can also be reflected in a greater people-to-people exchanges. Korea and Peru share many similarities as heirs of ancient cultures, proud of their rich traditions, artistic expressions, and a widely appreciated gastronomy. This is why we actively seek to organize several cultural activities and exhibitions across all over Korea to bring our peoples closer and foster a deeper mutual understanding.
Right, so it'll really be interesting to watch how these ideas take shape in the months ahead, especially as both countries lean into innovation and shared security goals as well. But I'm afraid we'll have to conclude our discussion at this point. Thank you so much for your time and for your insights tonight, Ambassador Duclos. We really appreciate it.
No, thank you very much for this opportunity. 안녕하세요.
Thank you. And that'll be all from us on Within the Frame. Be sure to tune in again next time as we continue to explore the stories that matter. Until then, stay informed and engaged.